Good day, everybody. Patty Dooley here with Tupperware. How many of you like chicken? Say yes. How many of you like apples? Fall, the apple cider, apple juice? Say yes. Me too. Me too. Today I'm doing a recipe for it's called Pulled Apple Cider Chicken, and I'm doing it in our pressure cooker. This is just one more of our forkfuls of flavor for this month, and this is like a super fast, easy recipe. It's for sandwiches. I bet you could do this with a lot of other stuff too, some casseroles and things. But what we need is just some chicken, some apple, onion, and either apple cider or apple juice and some salt. That's all you need. So if you haven't heard me talk about the pressure cooker before, it's a pressure cooker that you use in the microwave. It's got a lock lid, it's got steam release valves and everything just like a normal pressure cooker would have. It's got the gasket on the inside the lid, and it has a 2-quart capacity. So instead of cooking on the stove and still heating up the house, you can use the Tupperware pressure cooker in the microwave and not heat up the house, and it cooks just as well, and to me sometimes even better. So we are going to get started with this recipe. Now the original recipe calls for a pound of chicken, but I just happened to find some chicken breast, and look at the size of these things. These are actually like a pound a piece. So these will make quite a few sandwiches. And all we have to do is put these in here. And because they are so thick, I went ahead and kind of sliced into the chicken here so the flavor can get more into the meat. And we are just going to place these here on the bottom. And they are bone-in chicken breast. Now you can use chicken thighs, you can use the boneless, skinless chicken breast if you want to, or chicken strips, you know, whatever you have. But these I happen to have and decided, well, I'll use these. So like I said, there's the bone in, so, and because they were so thick, I haven't seen chicken this thick in a while, I went ahead and sliced into it, kind of like you're doing a butterfly cut to allow the stuff to go in there. Now to this recipe, you're going to want, it calls for green apple, but they didn't have any green apples here, so I just got a regular apple and some onion. I cored my apple, peeled it, cut it up into quarters, and I took a small onion, chopped that up in here into quarters, and we are just going to chop this up in our Power Chef. So we're going to give this some pulls. You want it kind of coarsely chopped, you don't want it real fine, but you can see it's like, it's already coarsely chopped right there. See if you can see that in there. And that's all the time it took. I might do just 1 or 2 more turns, get it a little bit finer. I think that'll be good right there. So we are going to take and pour this in over the chicken, just like that. Just apple and onion. That's it. Simple, super easy to do. Just pour that over the chicken, and then we're going to take a teaspoon of salt and sprinkle that all over so it gets all through the apple and the chicken there. And put the salt in, and then we need 2 cups of either apple cider or apple juice. So I happen to have apple juice. Or if need be, enough to cover, just cover the top of the chicken. It doesn't have to be a lot extra over. This is going to take about a ½ cup more because these chicken breasts are so huge. And that's good right there. But we are going to put the top on here, and there's an arrow here. It's made onto the top, so you always know how to put the top on. There's an arrow on the handle. You're going to match those up and then just twist the lid locked. Then you're going to take your lid lock here. This is not a handle, so you never want to pick it up by that. And we're going to attach it right here. And then right here, we're going to lock the lid. And that's it. We're going to cook this for about 20 minutes because I want to make sure both chicken breasts, like I said, they're very thick, that are completely cooked inside. So we're going to cook this for about 20 minutes. And then we are going to let it set for 10 minutes. And then come back and see how the chicken looks. So don't go away, we will be right back. Okay, it's been 22 minutes. I cooked it. I add some extra time because the chicken breasts are so big. And then let it cool for 8 to 10 minutes. That's all it takes. And once there's no steam coming out here, the little valve is down, you can go ahead and open it. And one thing too, do not run this under cold water because it could make it crack. So you don't want to do that. So we're going to loosen the latch here. Take this off. Set it aside. And twist the top open. And make sure you open away from your face because there is a lot of steam. Set that aside. Oh, my word. You talk about smelling good. Oh. Chicken is done. Look at that. Look, oh my god, that thing is, they're huge. And there is so much broth left in here. I bet if you took the broth and done a little bit of cornstarch and water, mixed that up in here, that would be awesome on the sandwiches. Really, really good. So I'm going to take one of these out, and it is still very, very hot. And begin to cut some of it away from the bone. Very juicy. And we are going to just cut this off the bone. And then you can shred it with forks, or you could shred it in the Power Chef. Try not to touch it too much because it, like I said, it is hot, hot, hot. Set that little bit back in there, and then I'll finish shredding it. And I think I'm going to try to shred it here in the Power Chef. Like I said, you could shred it with a couple of forks. Cut this down just a little bit right there. I'm not going to put a whole lot in here. I'm just going to do enough to make a sandwich and show, and then I'll finish shredding it later. We'll try it with this much in here. Make sure the lid's on. And we're just going to give it some pull. And that's all it takes. If you could be here to smell this, that smells so good. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what I think would personally go really good on the top of this is just a little bit of barbecue sauce. You could thicken this sauce up and do it that way. Put some of the apple and the onion stuff on it. But I'm thinking just a touch of maybe mesquite. Uh-oh, power. We have storms coming. But, and then I'm going to put just a tad sprinkle of salt on here. And see if I can get some of these onions and apple out of there and put on top. Still very hot. And there you go. A shredded chicken sandwich, an apple chicken sandwich. I mean, this was what, 22 minutes. All I had to do is core and peel and chop an apple and half an onion, a little bit of salt, a couple of chicken breasts. I mean, that right there is like a super fast meal, a super fast lunch. I'm going to go ahead and chop this up, and then me and my daughter are going to have lunch, and then the rest of it I'm going to put up in a freezer container and stick it in the freezer for her and I to have for another day, and then just take it out, defrost it, warm it up. It's going to be so good. But you can see just how fast that you can cook this. Like I said, it took me 22 minutes to cook it, and then 10 minutes for it to cool. Depending on the size of your chicken that you put in here, the amount will depend on the cooking time. So, I mean, that is super fast, really super fast thing. And we've done 2 whole chicken breasts in here, bone-in chicken breasts, in 22 minutes. So if you have questions about the pressure cooker, would like to know more about how it works, what you can cook in it, feel free to contact me on Facebook at facebook.com/TWPattyDooley. You can message me there. You can go over and like that page and follow me along on Facebook. You can email me at pattydooley@hotmail.com, and I'll be glad to get with you. And if you need a sales brochure or a catalog or something mailed to you, go ahead and request that from me. Get me your mailing address, and I'll drop one in the mail to you. And if you'd like to know more about how you can have your own Tupperware business or anything, please just feel free to contact me at any time. So you guys have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video and this particular recipe. So I am fixing to call my daughter, and her and I are going to have lunch together. So you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.